This is Will from WillsTreasures. Down at the pouring station today. Getting ready to pour a couple pieces. Let me know when you pop on. Gonna see how I do this with see if I can read the chat while I pour. Or if this is the piece. Yep. So I'm down at the pouring station today. What we got here? What is happening? Trying to adjust this so I can see the chat while I do this. I appreciate you being here today. That's that one. We're going to be pouring a couple pieces today out of copper. I have the furnace heating up right now. But we're going to get started. I tell you, the chat disappears real quick. I glance at it and it's already disappearing. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. I figured I'd go live this morning, pour a couple pieces before I go to, there's an auction today, Coin Crew auction. Starts at noontime. If you're looking to pick up some cool pieces of silver and gold, you're definitely going to want to check them out. If you're wondering, this is parting powder that I put on here. It makes the pattern pop out real easy. And I think we're going to do this piece first. Get that piece in there. If you're wondering what I'm doing over here, I'm pressing that piece into the sand so we get a real nice imprint of it. There we go. Nice. All right. That's in there really nice. Now, switch this around. I missed that one too. What's going on, everybody? It is so hard to read the chat and do this. So I do apologize. You can just watch what I'm doing. What do we got there? Good morning. Good morning. Make it a mess. Scrapping, hoarding, tinkering fun. What's going on? I seen that chat. I don't know how other people do it live and reply to the chat and everything, because not the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, I'm gonna sit down. You guys could just watch me. I'm gonna put some vent lines in this one. The metal is heating up. Always take your time making your sprue. Make sure that you have a nice flow of metal, because you don't want to keep on redoing the pieces. I mean, you can, but I'd rather just do them once if at all possible. See if we got a nice opening in there, and we do. So we're going to clamp this one up, move on to the next piece. Slide this out of the way for now. So I hope you all are having a good day so far. Now this piece here, this is a, what do they call, a Navy Challenge coin. And somebody asked me to pour this for them. We're gonna see how it comes out. It's very thin. The details are not real good on here, but we're gonna see how it comes out. If that doesn't come out good, I got something else for them. And I know this one's gonna come out nice. So, well, we're gonna try the challenge coin. See how it comes out. Do the old rolling pin method here. I really like the rolling pin. You're not sitting here with the hammer or a mallet trying to pack down the sand. Just give it a quick roll and you're done. Do appreciate you guys watching today. Been a while since I've gone live. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Hopefully this comes out all right. Only time will tell, right? Doing these pours in copper today. Temperature's up to 650 degrees. Still have a ways to go. I like to run it up to 1100. Actually, 1110 degrees. I find that's a good temp, not overcooking it. All right, we got a nice design in there. Even some of the words came out. We will see, right? Let's see if we can get coin out now. Very nice. Yeah. All right, we'll see. Now we're going to see if we can it's such a thin piece. It's going to be difficult getting a proper sprue in it, and it's double-sided. So we'll see. Make some vent lines. All right. Now we'll see if we can get one over here too. We'll see what that looks like. Man, I don't know. It's such a thin coin. Man, that's going to be tight. We'll give it a shot. Take this one, put it aside for now. We'll get one more going, and then I'll be able to take a break and chat with you for a little bit while the metal heats up. All right. But the parting powder, you want to make sure you get the whole pattern and the edges. I think I'm going to pour it like that. And this one's just going to fit. Gonna have to press this one down too. I have a little press over there that really gets the piece down into the mold. So that looks like it's going to pop right out. And it does. Yeah, that came out nice. Now we're going to fill this side. So I want a solid backing on this piece, so I fill this part of the flask upside down. That'll give me my solid backing. Do some vent lines. Bigger piece, so I'm adding a couple more vent lines than I normally do. Let's get a sprue. Said always take your time with your sprue. This side, I just want the metal ripping into this piece. All right. Take a look. Yeah, that one looks good. And where's my other clamp? One of my clamps broke. I know I had a smaller one. There she is. All right, we got those three all set and ready to go. Temperature is now up to 800. actually take a break and chat with you guys. Clean up a little bit. What else do I gotta do? I could take my gloves off. Let's see. All right, so we got what, 8 people here? 4 thumbs up. It's good to see everybody. I got a few minutes before the temperature gets up to 1110 degrees. I'm here, perplexed mind. How's it going? Good to see you. SHTF. Smash that like button. Much appreciated. Down at the pouring station. And this is my view. You got to clean up my younger sons and a couple of... Oh, all right. Getting nice in PA. Storms on the way. Yeah, we're supposed to get some storms this afternoon. We had a couple roll in overnight that were pretty good. Those thunder boomers lately have been pretty vicious. What metal? Let me see. Hold on. Okay, you still there? All right. I'm trying to slide my camera over a little bit, so see if I can. Silver in Delaware. Yeah, you getting some weather in Delaware too? I've actually never been to Delaware. I'll move it over just another hair. There we go. You can see down there, that's the temp I want, and it's at 8:35 right now. Yeah, I pour in silver too. I just got a tube of silver buffaloes that I'm gonna pour into something. Big E, what's happening? Thanks for popping in today. Much appreciated. Yeah, I haven't done any silver pours lately, but here's a chunk of silver, a sprue from one of the pours that I did. Can I see your press? Yeah, absolutely. It makes life a lot easier when you want to press a pattern into the sand, and there it is right there. I put the piece right here, and I'll show you the top of it. It's just a bottle jack up here. You crank on the bottle jack, and there it is. There's the piece that goes down. Put a little plate on it like this. Squeeze your pattern right into the sand. I found that I got tired of just trying to get that pattern in there, and I knew there had to be an easier way. So I seen these tabletop presses. I said, "Damn, that's what I'm getting." And they work great. I got it at Harbor Freight. I think I got it for like probably like $80. Red Light 34. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. We're waiting for the metal to heat up. So how many other people pour copper or silver? Hey, Tiger Stacker. Ooh, the sun just came out. been cloudy all morning. Oh yeah, I know you're a porter. SHTF. I have all the stuff, just need time to do it. Yeah, you definitely have to find the time to do it. All right, just learning, Big E. Keep practicing. There's definitely a learning curve to it. Start out with bars, just pour some bars and some, whatever you got a graphite mold of. And start out like that. And there's a couple tricks to that also. To make pouring easier, you want whatever you're pouring into, you want it kind of like up a little higher, up maybe like a brick or two off the table. When I say a brick or two, I mean like a fire brick. So when you're taking your flask and you're tilting it over your crucible, the bottom of your crucible is not hitting the table. It'll make pouring so much easier for you. Yeah, just keep practicing at it. Next thing you know it, you're going to be doing Petrobond sand, branching off to copper and silver and whatever else, zinc, brass, aluminum. I've done a few brass pieces. We're up to 900 degrees. And counting. So, but there's once you get into pouring, there's a lot, the initial output, which is, probably $300 or so to get some graphite molds, to get your furnace, to get your safety gloves and your tongs, your wire cutters, stuff like that. The hobby just keeps growing. Before you know it, you're going to have all sorts of stuff. You're going to have pieces of machinery that you finish your pieces with. Of course, you're going to start out just, with the basic sander, maybe some files or something. But then you'll move up to, different pieces of machinery like this right angle grinder. You can also put a cutting wheel on this to cut stuff. Here's a little mini saw. It's electric. Cuts lots of pieces. You got your little roto tool to finish pieces off with. I mean, there's lots of stuff. If you really get into this hobby, you want to make it, you want to keep it fun and interesting. Appreciate y'all watching and smashing that like button. I see we got 10 likes, 7 people in the building. Most important, you got to have safety gloves. Shell Beans Silver Saver, how's it going? Gotta have the safety gloves. You'll burn yourself once, and then you'll wish you had them. Yeah, it's awesome to have a 3D printer. I tried getting one. Well, I did get one, and I just could not get the thing to work correctly. I kept on getting these error codes, trying to figure it out. Finally, I just returned the damn thing, and now I have friends print up pieces for me, and I do it like that. A lot less hassle on my end. Hey, William E. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I love hot metal. Yeah, I've burned myself a couple times. You know, it happens. It will happen. You just got to be careful. Definitely got to be careful. With molten metal, it'll score you. Working right now. What else can I show you guys while we wait for the metal? You always want to have a pot of water to quench your pieces off when you're done. Some type of ventilation, and right there you see I have a fan going out the window because I am in my basement. I can pour these small pieces in my basement. If I go anything bigger than this, I'll do it outside. Because then the smoke and the smell get really bad. All right, we're up to 940 degrees. I'll show you this also. When I finish off pieces, I mean, my workstation's a mess, so I got stuff all over the place. I have this this polisher here, you know, where when I want to polish my pieces, I just put on either a sanding disc, different grits, and I could polish it to a nice high shine. It's just like it's a mini drill press, but you put the polishing bits on it. Works pretty good. And then here's the rest of my stuff. Lots of stuff. I had somebody 3D print this for me, and one of these days I got to try to pour it. It's an octopus. It's a cool piece. But this is definitely an outdoor pour. That's kind of cool, right? What's up, Donald? We're just waiting for the metal to heat up. Yeah, that's a cool piece, right? It's a big piece. That's going to take quite a bit of copper to pour that piece. But that's an outdoor pour. So, what were the three pieces that we were doing today? Yeah, we're doing this fish today. We're doing this navy piece. And we're doing this Navy challenge coin that somebody wanted me to try to pour for them. We'll see how that comes out. It's just so thin. We're going to give it a shot. Hope you all having a good Sunday. About the copper. The copper can use wire, etc. There we go. Yeah, you can use, any kind of copper that if you scrap copper from wires and stuff, you can use that wire. You want to use Bear Bright, okay? And Bear Bright comes out of like Romex cable, Romex wire, any type of wire that's about as thick as a pencil lead. And Bear Bright is wire that does not have any type of oil or foreign matter on it. Okay, if you get copper like out of a motor or something, that has some type of oil on it. Plus it has string, it has glue, so for my pieces I only use Bear Bright. It seems to come out the best, but you can use, any type of copper. If you're using, number 2 copper, which has that oil or solder or stuff on it, house electrical wire. That's where you're going to find your Bear Bright. That other stuff, you have to melt that outside. That just puts off some toxic smoke. You're going to want to have a respirator on. It's just nasty stuff. Oh, you never seen the copper done? Well, it's cooking up right now, and I'll show you some of the pieces of copper that I melt. All right. We have this stuff here. And this is the Bear Bright copper. So this is the stuff that'll come out of Romex cable, Romex wire, and when it bends, it stays in that position. It's thick. This melts down really quick and it's clean. And I got a whole box of it ready to go into the furnace. And it's all cut down into smaller pieces, so it'll fit nicely into the furnace. But this is your Bear Bright. We can actually put some in. I have some previous pieces that I have already melted some sprues in there, but we can go ahead and put some of this Bear Bright in. Real simple. Just slide it in there. Sure you have your gloves on. Close it back up. Let it start melting. We're at 1,000 degrees. 100 more to go. We're Getting there. Appreciate you guys all watching and smashing that like button. It really helps out the stream. Like I said, I haven't gone live lately. Usually just do videos, but I had the extra time today. Cooking along. You're correct. I'm sorry, Donald, I didn't see your question. So these are ready to go. There's a third one over here. You always have to have your propane torch to heat up your graphite molds or flasks before you start pouring. Super important. So if you guys have any other questions, just let me know. Trying to see them in the chat. Just over 1,000 degrees. Are the molds expensive? These flasks here, they'll run you about, I think about 40 bucks, 40, $50. I don't remember exactly. And they're like 3 inches by 4 inches. So, you know, 3 of them there, you're looking over 100 bucks. The graphite molds. Here's one. This one's pretty large. I have a little bit of copper in there. What temp for the silver? I think silver melts around 900, something like that. 8 something. I don't remember the exact number. But copper's the tough one. Copper, you need at least 1,100 degrees. And it does put some extra work on your furnace. Silver has a lower melting point. Aluminum's even lower than that. I think pewter is the lowest. Or pewter or lead. Lead's the lowest. The graphite molds, depending on the size, you know, you can spend anywhere from 20 bucks to 100 bucks on a graphite mold, you know, or the pattern and stuff like that. I do have other ones, you know, I have one, here's a cylinder. This has some silver in it that needs to be remelted. And then I have ones, let me see, I have ones like this that, you know, you can make a heart, little thin graphite mold. There's another one, you can make a star. Now these look real easy to pour, but they're actually kind of difficult because for the octopus, I actually made a custom flask for that, and I'll show it to you. All right, here's the custom flask that I made for right here for the octopus. It's made out of wood. There you go. I'm gonna fill that up with sand. Fill both sides up with sand. And there you go. That's my custom flask that I built. It's pretty big. But that's going to be for the octopus and many other large pieces that I have. It's actually quite a few larger pieces that I want to pour. You know, even if you want to do something like, you know, if you want to pour a wrench, you're going to have to make yourself a custom flask. It's Petrobond sand. You can go right on Amazon and buy it. You know, it's a sand that has an oil mixed in with it. So it holds nice and firm, makes a nice pattern, brings out all the details, and stays that way. Unlike beach sand, you can hold it in your hand and it would just pour right out. This Petrobond sand, I'll show you real quick. You can pack it and it just stays nice and tight. So you really only have to buy the Petrobond sand once, you know, buy a good quantity of it. And then as you use it, it'll start, you know, areas will start to burn. You keep that burned sand and then you can repurpose it, add your own oil to it, and just keep reusing it over and over again, which is pretty cool. But you're gonna want at least 10 pounds to start. So we're up to 1,040 degrees. Chugging right along. Yeah, usually while the metal's heating up, I'm in my fish room taking care of my fish. Tropical fish. So it's just a waiting game right now. Again, thanks everybody for being here. I hope I answered some of your questions and you know, you get to pouring. Great Scott, what's happening? Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Pouring a couple pieces, just waiting for the copper to melt. Yes, I do polish most of my pieces. I will sand them all down, make sure there's no rough edges. There are some pieces that if they have a flat surface, I will sand that flat surface numerous times and bring it to a nice high polish. Most of my pieces, I'll do an antique finish on. So what that is, that's when you dip it in liver of sulfur and it tarnishes and darkens the copper. And then after that's done, you take some steel wool and you hit it with steel wool real good or light sanding. And it really makes the details pop on the piece. I don't have any pieces down here right now to show you. But yeah, it all depends on the piece, how I'm gonna finish it. That's the great thing about this hobby. You can tumble a piece and just have it look bright and shiny like copper, and leave it like that. Maybe put a lacquer finish over it and you'll have a bright, shiny piece of copper forever. Or you can antique it and really have the details pop on your piece, which I love to do. And it also depends on, who I'm doing the piece for, what they want. Because I sell all my pieces. Like, it's very rare that I'll keep a piece for myself. I do have some pieces that I kept, but I'd say 95% of the pieces I make, I sell. I started this during the pandemic. It was one of those pandemic hobbies. And I seen other people doing it online. I figured, you know what, let me give this a shot. A few $100, start a new hobby. And it turns out that I really enjoy it. And I'm pretty good at it. Always room to learn. But it's definitely a fun hobby. There's lots of different things you can do. So we're at 1,063 degrees. Getting close, my friends. Getting close. Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek. Still got a little ways to go. As far as time goes in this hobby, for me to come down to the pouring station, set everything up, pour, let's say 3 pieces, sand them all down, finish them, you're looking at, probably about 2.5, 3 hours from start to finish. And when I say start to finish, that piece is ready to get packed up and shipped out. So it definitely takes some time. My dog just came downstairs. Where are you, pup? There she is. Good old Hazel. What's up, puppers? Seems like the last 50 degrees takes the longest. See, we got 9 people in the house, 14 likes. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. And after this, after I'm done, I'll be heading over to Coin Crew. They have their Sunday Fun Day auction. If you're into purchasing silver or gold, that's the place to be. And they have plenty of giveaways. Yeah, making a piece this a certain weight, you can do that with the graphite molds, because like when you buy something like this, you'll be buying it as a 1 ounce heart-shaped graphite mold. So that'll be 1 ounce. This will be a 2 ounce star graphite mold. Then you'll get into bigger graphite molds like this. I don't remember exactly what this is, but it makes a nice sized chunky copper or silver bar. You know, probably 10 plus ounces. So as far as the pieces in the Petrobond sand, they come out all different weights. You know, normally a piece like this, it'll be solid on the back. This will come out to like, you know, probably 5 or 6 ounces. So yeah, unless you're using a graphite mold, it's kind of tough to get things at a specific weight. Yeah, I find when I'm down here at the pouring station, and of course when I'm not going live, we're doing a video, it's just very peaceful. You know, I kind of get in the zone of, you know, making the patterns and pouring the metal, and especially finishing the pieces. You know, I could just sit down here and sand a piece and, you know, polish a piece up, and it's just real peaceful for me. I get to shut the brain off and just enjoy my hobby. Look at that. We've been going live for 1 hour now. Appreciate you all being here. And I got my cat that just came down here too. That would be Butterscotch. She's a very curious cat. Once I start pouring, I gotta chase them all out of here. Check the metal again. We're getting there, my friends. We are getting there. Definitely getting there. How do you know if it's done? Well, once I get up to temp around 1100 degrees, I'll peek into the furnace and you will just see molted metal in there. So you definitely want to bring it up to temp, and as soon as I see molted metal, I'll let it, just cook for about another 3 to 5 minutes. Make sure everything's all melted in there, and then I'll start pouring. Now with those outdoor furnaces, I'm sure you've seen them, people do them, the outdoor furnaces. A lot of times when they do copper, they will get it way over 1100 degrees. And they'll actually get it too hot. And when you get it too hot and you pour it, it doesn't matter how much you heat up your flasks, your molds, your graphite molds. If the copper's too hot and your mold it's heated up, but it's not incredibly hot, you're going to have that temperature difference. And when you pour it in there, you're going to get a lot of pitting in that metal. So it's real important to have that metal at the proper temperature when you pour. You'll get less pitting. That's why when you do the outside furnaces, when you do it outside, it's important to have one of those laser heat guns, so you can you can track the temperature of your crucible. Same with silver and gold too. I've never poured gold. I just that's out of my league. I do have ounces of gold, but I can never see myself putting them in a furnace and pouring something. Silver also, you don't want to overcook it. You want to get it just molten. Let it cook for another 3 to 5 minutes, and then just start pouring. The big difference between copper and silver is silver pours a lot smoother. Okay, a lot of people don't like to pour copper. They find it difficult. I like it. I actually find silver a little more difficult than copper for some reason. And when you're finishing your silver pieces, you want to set up an area that's an enclosed area, because when you're sanding that, all those silver pieces, all that silver dust and everything is coming off your piece. You want it to land in that area, because before you know it, you're going to have a nice pile of silver that you're going to be able to toss back in the furnace. With copper, don't really have to worry about it. I mean, any big pieces you cut off, you can put back in the furnace, but as far as the filings and stuff, it's not worth keeping them. Copper is cheap. Silver, on the other hand, if you file 50 pieces, you're going to be filing ounces of silver off of those pieces. So you definitely want to have yourself a nice work area where you can collect all that and put it back in the furnace. Here's a little setup that I have of different files. and these will be used to finish the pieces. I have large files. I have very small files to get into little nooks and crannies. So it's good to have a nice file set. Because one thing I learned is that you have to love every aspect of pouring. You have to love gathering the copper, or buying the silver, or buying the copper. You have to love making the patterns, melting down the metal, finishing the pieces. They're all different aspects of the pouring process. And if you just like melting down the metal and not finishing the pieces, you're not going to have, real nice pieces. So finishing the pieces takes up a lot of time, but it's well worth it in the end. Let's take another look. Oh, look at that. We are there, my friends. We are there. All right, close that up a minute. Let's get this organized and start pouring these pieces. Gonna move the camera a little bit. I'm not gonna be able to see the chat while I do this. Let me see which piece is which here. I think this is this one is the challenge coin. So we'll see how that comes out. Oh, sorry, Hazel. Now we're going to heat these up to get any moisture out of the metal. And for some reason, these things hold moisture. And the reason why you do this is you don't want a reaction with the molten metal and the moisture in this metal in the flask. You don't want to have a steam explosion and have little molted balls of metal flying all over the place. They don't have to be red hot, but they have to be hot. All right, I think we're ready to go. Hopefully we have enough metal in here to do all 3 pours. I'm not sure if we will, but we'll definitely have enough to do something. I'm gonna pour this one first. All right. Let's see. Anything left? All right, they're cooling down. We'll give it a minute or two. We'll see which one came out. I'm actually live right now, hon. Huh? All right, now for the big reveal. I think that challenge coin actually came out. It did. Look at that. Let's get it into the water here. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Oh, that one came out nice. Nice piece right there. And let's see if the third one came out. I wasn't sure if I had enough copper for this one, and it did not. I think I need to make the sprue a little bigger. See, not everyone comes out, but that's okay. This piece will just go back in the furnace, and we'll redo that piece. So, that piece came out real nice. Challenge coin came out nice. Now this is what I do after I pour the pieces. You want to take the burnt sand and get rid of it. Take the rest of the sand, put it back in your container. There you go. Do that to each piece. Get all the burnt sand out of there. And the last little piece. Okay, I think I got to make a bigger sprue for this one next time. But we'll get it. We'll get it. I take all that burnt sand and I have a 5-gallon bucket below that I just toss it in. So let's see if we can cut these pieces. There you go. Save that for later. See if we can cut this one. So you want to cut them not too far after they start cooling off, because if you wait too long, you're going to have to use a Sawzall to get them cut. Clean this up a little bit. So this is like a makeshift fossil of a fish. Now when I'm going to clean up the edges and everything, and I'm going to antique this. So it's really going to make all the details pop on this. And let's clean this up a little better. All right, we got a lot of detail on this. This side not so much, but this side came out pretty good. Yeah, that looks nice. This side didn't catch all the detail. But man, this was a thin piece. Thanks, Great Scott. Yeah, I like this piece though. So this is where the sprue was. That's going to get all sanded down. This will get sanded down smooth. I'll weigh it. I'll stamp it. That's pretty cool. I like it. I think they came out pretty good. What do you guys think? Kind of bummed that the one didn't come out. Well, I appreciate that, Donald. I'm glad you stuck around. William, thank you. It's always nice to get on here, pour something, and share how I do it. Hopefully you picked something up. Take it down to your pouring station. But I'm not going to finish these pieces right now. I want to get to Coin Crew's auction. But there are the two pieces. I appreciate you guys sticking around. It really means a lot to me. Well, I'm going to get rolling, my friends. Thank you so much again. And we got to do this again sometime. Maybe we'll do it next weekend. Pour some more pieces. So if you haven't, make sure you like the video, subscribe. Check out some of my other pouring videos. It would mean the world to me. Yeah, I'll be over there, William. But most importantly, guys, enjoy the rest of the day. It's a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. I hope you're doing something that you love today. This is Will from WillsTreasures, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Have a great one.